In Level 1, you will be graphing linear or compound inequalities on the number line, or you might be given a graph and you have to write the inequality, like in these first few examples. If we look at this first problem, we have an open dot on the 3 and an arrow going to the left, which is shading the numbers that are less than 3. The shaded part represents what x can be. So to write this as an inequality, I start with x, and x is all of the numbers that are less than 3. The less than symbol looks like this, and so this would be read x is less than 3. Now, this inequality sign does not have a line underneath it because of the open circle. The open circle means 3 is not included in the solution. X can be any number less than 3, but it can't actually equal 3. In the next example, x is all the numbers less than 1, but this time we have a closed circle. The dot is filled in. This means that x is also allowed to actually equal -1. So this time we use a less than or equal symbol that has the line underneath. So this would be read x is less than or equal to -1. And in this third example, the arrow is pointing to the right, shading the numbers greater than 3. So x, I use a greater than. Because of the closed circle, I put the line underneath, so it's greater than or equal to 3. In the next part, we'll be graphing compound inequalities. An OR compound inequality always has two parts to it, where you have one arrow going to the left and one arrow going to the right. So if we look at this first inequality, this would be read x is less than or equal to -2. Because of the line underneath the symbol, I do a closed dot on -2, and then I shade the numbers that are less than -2, so I shade to the left. And then for the second part, x is greater than 3, I do an open dot, and I shade where the numbers are greater than 3, which is to the right. So again, any OR inequality should look like this, with two arrows going out in opposite directions and nothing shaded in the middle. The other type of inequality we sometimes call an AND inequality, but this is when the shading is in between 2 points. And when you write an inequality where x is in between 2 points, you always have x in the middle and the numbers on either end. So my lower bound way on the left, my upper bound on the right, and I have to have two symbols in here. X can be greater than -4 because from -4 it's shaded where the numbers are bigger. So I would put -4 is less than x. And then when I look at the other end with my -1, the numbers are shaded to the left, where the numbers are less. So x is less than or equal to 1. Notice the symbols face the same way. This still represents x being bigger than -4, but less than or equal to 1. So a compound inequality where it's shaded in the middle always has x in between two numbers.